this comment from Mark I'd love to have a chat about. Stefan Bajcetic next season. What do you think? Stefan Bajcetic. Do you think he becomes a mainstay in this squad? Do you think there's an argument for not bringing in another midfielder and using Stefan? I have to say, I spoke about this, I think, the day before yesterday. And if Arne Slot turns around and says, I want to bring in Stefan Bajcetic, I want him to be that other midfielder for when Gravenberch maybe needs a rest, or I'm fine with that. You won't hear me talking about a midfielder then if that's the case. I just want to know that the manager trusts the options that he has on the bench. So at the minute, whatever you and I think, it feels like he's not trusting Chiesa. It feels like he's not trusting Elliott. And that's just wasted space on the bench. Regardless of how much of a fan I am of Harvey Elliott, or you might be a Federico Chiesa, it's useless if the manager doesn't trust them. And we've seen this season that those two lads have not got much game time. So I don't want that to happen again. If Bajcetic is coming in, then I want him to be somebody the manager trusts. Love to see him back. He started off great, looked very tenacious, a player that loved the tackle, said GMAC. Looks like an Arna player. I think he does as well. And I'd be fine about it. Honestly, if you went into next season and you said the options there are Szoboszlai, Jones, Gravenberch, McAllister, Bajcetic, I'd be fine. You know, you might need Endo maybe as well, but yeah, I'd be fine with it. I just would want to hear from the manager that that's the thought process, you know, that we're not getting a midfielder because the money isn't there, but that genuinely he wants to go with Bajcetic. Pro said, I've been following him since he joined Las Palmas. He's a baller and would fit nicely into the slot system. I think he's brilliant. I've always, as soon as I seen Stefan Bajcetic out there in the first team, like trainee only, I just felt like he's got something about him. He's a player that can make it at Liverpool. And I've had belief in him since in the same. I've absolute belief in trainee only as well. I just don't know when his time is going to come, whether it be another year or so, but he's another footballer that I think we've every right to be excited about in the future. Again, and Rio as well. Another great young talent. The problem then comes though is when do you draw the line under promising talent versus are we holding on too long and just continuous loans? So there's going to be some tough calls around the likes of Tyler Morton. There's going to be some tough calls around some other loanees as well. Then you've got youngsters like Jaden Dans. You've got players like young Kumas, Rio coming through, Trent Cone-Doherty. What do you do there? Like, you have to have a balance between staying competitive in Europe and in the Premier League and bringing through these guys. I don't want Ryan Kent situations where you've got loanees going out for 3, 4, 5 years.